direction. These encounters aren't coincidences. When your life is about to accelerate, the universe arranges timely interactions to shift your mindset, confirm your intuition, or redirect your focus. Pay attention to anything that feels too perfectly timed, even if it seems insignificant at first. Often, the messages you need most arrive through people you least expect. Another clear sign of the aftershock is noticing that your sensitivity suddenly increases. Places that used to feel normal might now feel overwhelming, draining, or uncomfortable. You may walk into a room and instantly sense the mood, pick up tension without anyone speaking, or feel uneasy around certain people, even if they're acting the same as always. This isn't overreacting, it's your energy becoming sharper as you shift into a higher level of awareness. When your life is preparing to change quickly, you become more tuned in to what supports you and what doesn't. You may suddenly feel overstimulated in loud or chaotic spaces, or deeply at peace in quiet, natural environments. This is your inner compass adjusting so you can recognize what aligns with your next chapter. Many people also notice changes in their sleep, their appetite, or their tolerance for negativity. Things you used to ignore now affect you instantly. This sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a signal that you're growing more aware of your emotional and spiritual boundaries. The more tuned in you become, the easier it is to move toward environments, habits, and people that truly match your evolving energy. Pay close attention to where you feel heavier and where you feel lighter. Your body always reacts before your mind fully understands. One of the strongest signs that a fast shift is approaching is a sudden restlessness that you can't explain. It's that feeling where your usual routines no longer feel comfortable, your old habits don't satisfy you, and you can't sit still in situations that once felt normal. This isn't boredom, it's your inner system pushing you away from cycles that no longer match your growth. You may notice yourself losing interest in routines you used to rely on, questioning the things you've tolerated for too long, or feeling irritated by environments that once felt familiar. This restlessness shows up because your spirit senses that change is coming before your mind does. It's your internal alarm saying, "You can't stay here anymore." You might also feel a strange mix of excitement and discomfort at the same time, like you're on the edge of a major shift, but can't fully understand what's next. This is completely normal. When life is preparing to move you forward, staying in old patterns becomes harder, even if nothing around you seems different on the surface. Instead of fighting that uncomfortable feeling, treat it as a sign that you're outgrowing an old version of yourself. That restlessness is pushing you toward a new direction, one that aligns with who you're becoming, not who you used to be. Another sign that the aftershock is shifting your life is when the things that once brought you comfort suddenly lose their pull. This could be certain routines, hobbies, entertainment, or even relationships that used to feel familiar and soothing. You may notice that activities you once relied on to relax now feel empty, draining, or simply not you anymore. This change happens because your inner world is outgrowing the emotional patterns that kept you anchored to an old version of yourself. When you're preparing for a big shift, your spirit naturally detaches from anything that kept you stuck or small. It's not that those things were bad, they just no longer fit the person you're becoming. For example, you might feel uninterested in the same conversations you used to enjoy, or you may stop seeking validation from places that once mattered. You could even lose the urge to return to old habits that once gave temporary relief, because your system knows they won't help you move forward. This "I'm done" feeling isn't coldness or indifference, it's growth. It's a sign that your comfort zone is no longer where you belong, and something bigger is calling your attention. Instead of forcing yourself to cling to what used to work, trust that this shift is preparing you for experiences that match the new chapter unfolding ahead. When the aftershock of the shift is active, synchronicities begin to appear more frequently. You may notice repeating numbers like 111, 222, 333, or 444, or you might see the same symbol, word, or message in unexpected places throughout your day. These patterns aren't just coincidences. They are indicators that your energy is aligning with a faster timeline. Synchronicities often show up when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are starting to match the direction you're meant to move toward. They act like subtle confirmations, gently letting you know you're not imagining the changes happening inside you. For example, you might think about making a big decision and then see a repeating number right after, or you might meet someone who mentions the exact topic you were just reflecting on. You may also notice patterns in music, conversations, or signs around you. These moments feel strangely timed, as if the world is mirroring your inner state back to you. This is because your awareness is sharpening and you're becoming more connected to your own intuition. Whenever these synchronicities appear, pay attention to what you were thinking or feeling at that moment. They often show up as signals that you're in sync with the shift and closer than you realize to a breakthrough that's waiting to unfold. During the aftershock of a major shift, your mood may fluctuate faster than usual, not because you're unstable, but because your mind and energy are adjusting to incoming changes. These mood swings often appear when a breakthrough is building behind the scenes, creating an inner tension between where you are and where you're heading next. You might feel unusually hopeful one moment and suddenly overwhelmed the next, or you may wake up feeling motivated only to experience a wave of frustration or impatience later in the day. These emotional swings aren't random. They reflect the internal stretching that happens when you're preparing to step into a new version of yourself. For example, you may feel anxious without a clear reason, and then later experience a burst of clarity or inspiration. This happens because your spirit senses movement long before your physical life catches up. Your emotional system reacts to shifts in energy just the way your body reacts to changes in weather. It feels the pressure before the storm arrives. Instead of worrying about these mood changes, see them as signs that something is aligning beneath the surface. Once the breakthrough arrives, these emotional swings settle, leaving you with a clearer sense of direction and stability. They're not a sign of imbalance, they're proof that transformation is already underway. During an energetic aftershock, your dreams often become more vivid, symbolic, or emotionally charged. This happens because your subconscious mind becomes more active when major changes are forming in your life. Dreams can act like a mirror, showing you what you need to release, what you're being guided toward, or what unresolved emotions are asking for your attention. You might notice dreams that feel unusually real, like conversations with people you haven't seen in years, situations that highlight your fears, or scenarios that reveal your hidden desires. These dreams aren't random. They're part of your internal process of clearing old energy and